Hey, what's up YouTube? Little man with a big opinion here. Today's video I'm going to be covering the stock of the day, and that is Ford. This is one of my favorite stocks that I have in my portfolio. It covers my requirement for adding another industry, this one being the automotive industry. It's a massive company. As of right now, the Ford F-150 is the best-selling standard size pickup truck in the United States, and it's held that position for quite a few years, and they pay a dividend. Now, it's not a monthly dividend, but it's still a very decent sized dividend, and as I go through all the numbers here, you'll see why I have it in my portfolio, and then hopefully by the end of this video you will be able to with some confidence decide whether or not you want to add this stock to your portfolio, or if you're just getting starting in the stock market, then you've got a general idea about this company. Go do your own research as well, talk to a financial aid advisor, and see if this is something that you should think about adding to your portfolio. So just checked the price of this stock before I made this video. I always try to check it within 10 minutes of making the video, especially after market. The price isn't fluctuating, so it sits perfect at sitting at $9 even. So right off the bat, one of the nice reasons why this is a good stock to get into is they have a relatively high number of shares, which means their price is not ungodly through the roof, kind of like Microsoft or Visa or Disney or something like that. Next bit of information you should know is they are a $35.41 billion company. So huge company. They employ hundreds of thousands of people, and they produce something that in our society is needed, a automotive vehicle. They have tons of different lines, ranging from their Ford F-150, their Mustang, their Raptors, their SUV classes, and like the Ford Explorer. And they just recently got into the electric car with the new Mustang. Doesn't look like a Mustang really, but at least they've put money and resources into the future, which is most likely everyone's going to have an electric car or some type of green energy vehicle. If you tracing back to Ford's history, it was probably 10 years ago that they did like the flex fuel that ran off of the fuel that we made off of corn, and that was a big seller, and they were one of the first in the industry to start doing that. So the next bit of information, the part that you're going to want if you want to add this stock to your portfolio, is they do pay quarterly dividends, and is in the amount of 15 cents every 3 months. So that comes out to 5 cents every month if you are thinking about it in a is this going to pay my bills mindset. So with the value of the stock being $9 and the dividend payout being 15 cents every 3 months, or 5 cents a month, it comes out to a fairly decent dividend yield of 6.7%. So definitely falls in my category of 3 to 7% as like my low end of what I want in my portfolio. It is on the high side, but they have plenty of room to grow. So at the same time that they're paying a decent dividend yield, they also only pay out 22% of their the income that they make. So 22% goes out in the form of dividends, making it to where this company has plenty of room to increase that to 16 cents every quarter, or 17 cents every quarter. And that falls into the growth dividend category of if you held on to this stock for the long run at $9 and you entered at the 6.7%. If they increase their dividend, you still would have the value of that stock at $6.7, versus, or 6.7% versus if it was 7.5%, which is fantastic. Out of all the numbers, one other thing that Ford, the last 2 years I've noticed it because I've had shares in this company, but they also tend to do a special dividend around the first of the year. 2 years ago it was 55 cents. This last year was 28 cents. This is on top of their, already paying out 6.7%. And they do this, once a year. It's kind of like hey, we've got extra money. We want to, thank our shareholders. So putting this in your portfolio, ranging it from, tech, automotive, food and health, pharmaceutical, it's a perfect, fit to diversifying your portfolio. At the same time, they, give out a very generous dividend yield. So for those of you trying to use this as a form of, living off of or sustaining it, especially when you get closer to retire, it's a good candidate for that. And at the same time, only paying out 22% of the amount that they make each year, that speaks volumes for this company. The last thing I will say is Ford is a dividend aristocrat. It might be a dividend king. I know for the last 25 years, they have continuously paid out their dividend every quarter on time. And they even paid it through the 2008 recession, when a lot of companies are losing money, and there was a crisis with the banks and everything. Ford only paying 22%. They had enough in reserves. They still made enough money that they said, we're not going to stop this. Stick through this recession with us, and you're still getting rewarded. So great company to have. Very low entry cost. You really don't have to worry about buying fractional shares of this, because at $9 a share, anyone, even making minimum wage, you can get into this company. So that just about wraps it up. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you like what I'm doing with my channel, please think about subscribing. And if you are, inclined to help me out, I'd appreciate it. I accept, tips, donations, funds through my Venmo account, and I leave that in the description of every video. And I'll catch you next time, guys.